They say I grew up in a place where 10,000 lesbians can't be wrong. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's just the rumor that's been going around for about 10 years now. So I guess it's not much of a rumor if it's been that long. Let's get into this episode. What's up, everybody out there? Hope your week has started out the way that you wanted it to, and that all you guys, man, woman, child, amphibian, mammal, anything that has a couple eyes and maybe a set of teeth, I hope all you guys are out there doing well this morning. Taking a little sip of this coffee. Welcome to Beginning of the Week. I'm your host, Zach Westfall, and thank you for being here with us today again. It's Monday, January the 30th, 2023, and it's the last week of January, everybody. So get your hats, gloves, scarves, whatever else you got coming to you that will keep that external temp in you, on that greater side of warmth going for you, because February is that cold month. So, but we made it this far, and we're here in existence, and, we're about to write another chapter. And it's a new week that we have coming up for us. So let's get into this thing, huh? I remember, going off of what the beginning of all this was, talking about those that female on female, I remember seeing the first. I remember seeing my first lesbian, or what some people will call, that homosexual woman or lady on lady. I'll let you choose whatever you want to, classify it as. And, it was the time for me, it was about the time where I started noticing girls a little bit, and I'd say I was close to being about like 9 or 10. And a friend of mine had a birthday party at this bowling alley called Bolero Lanes on Dreyer Street. And that's in El Paso, Texas. And to this day, I could still remember the smell of that place. The inside, you walk in, you hear the bowling balls going off and pins racking and rattling, and, that old famous dried up old freaking popcorn popping and all that. But you walk in and all you get is that big whiff of those, they could be, you got, back then you had like 20 types of cigarettes, you had Pall Malls and Camels and old Golds. Remember those old Golds? That's what my aunt used to switch back into her lungs. It smelled like cigarettes and mozzarella cheese. So but does that ever happen to you? You catch a little hint of a particular scent of something, and it just goes straight. It just brings straight nostalgia right into your damn life. You remember that? It happened to me this morning. I went in to get this cup of coffee and everything, and this woman in front of me had about 8 layers of makeup on, and it she turned around and it looked like her face was kind of screaming to get off her face, or at least like one of the layers was trying to shed I don't know, like it was trying to shed its own, fuck man, I don't know, its own epidermis, I guess, But she had on this perfume that smelled like, that smelled sort of had a fruit medley to it, I guess. And that brought me back, to when I had this crush on my buddy's sister. And I'd go over to his house and his mom would be dusting furniture. And, we'd sit there and play a game or two, a couple video games. But then she'd go into the other room, and what did old Zachary do? Zachary, took that damn, and I hate to use my name or myself in third person or whatever, but I took that can of lemon pledge and sprayed it all over my body, because I felt like a fresh piece of pine or a fresh piece of chestnut or something, and that that had been dusty for about a week, but I'd spray that all over my body, thinking that his sister would like that smell of that lemon scent. And shout out to Stephanie out there if you're still alive, and I'm pretty sure you are, but how are you? So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, my first encounters of finding out about those these two little white kitty cats cuddling on each other, at that bowling alley. So I'm sitting there, and I go into not a corner or anything, but I'm okay. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm putting on my bowling shoes, and as I'm doing, lacing up, crisscrossing, and putting things where they need to be, I see these two ladies, coming out of the bathroom, and they got their hands in each other's back pockets, like they're both like trying to steal something from each other, or like they're playing games with each other's asses or something. I'm not sure. Either way, I'd never seen anything like that before. And, I was thinking, like, why would they do that? Why? I just didn't understand, at that age, being that adolescent age, and you're seeing these two, like I called them, whatever, white little kitty cats, cuddling up against each other, playing that back pocket pool. Again, it's just never seen it. So they go down a couple lanes, and for some strange reason, like, I just keep looking at them, and like they're gonna do something special, like someone's gonna pull a damn rabbit out of their back pockets, and I hate to sound so cliche about a rabbit, but I mean, damn, pick anything, a T-bone, an alligator, could be a little person. Who knows? Those pockets are probably full of wonderment and magical abilities, I guess. But then something finally did happen. One of the girls went up and, she grabbed her ball, and it's her turn, and, she tosses the ball down the lane, and I guess like she did really well or whatever, because her arms shot up in the air, and the other girl, her lover or whatever, decided that she was gonna get up and meet her. After you bowl the ball, you're supposed to go sit down, but she, they kind of meet halfway, and they just kind of look at her and everything, or look at each other, and they all of a sudden just start they just start exchanging lip glosses between themselves. You know, I mean, they started just making out in front of everybody. And, again, what was that? I didn't know or what to think about any of that. I didn't know what the hell was going on. All I knew at that point in my life was, a man and a woman get together. Never seen that woman on woman or man on man, but that thing afterwards, it just, I just sat there, just mesmerized, it just blew my fucking mind, I mean, that these two were willing to show everybody, what they were about, that they had more holes to fill, that probably didn't include that bowling ball, I guess. And that they were showing everybody that they were all about that lesbianism, I guess, So yeah, that was my first experience, like, looking at that, and to this day, from time to time, I think about, those two female, tonsil inspectors, I guess, and how they just grabbed onto one another, onto their own vulvas, I guess, and showed their vulnerability, I guess. They grabbed onto their vulnerability and just let the world fucking know, man, that they were all about that. Nowadays we see shit like that all the time. It's on TV, some guys kiss another guy or some girls kiss another girl, but back then to see something like that, it was unheard of to me, I guess. Again, this is my first experience, looking at lip locking women, okay? And again, shout out to those two. I hope they're out there, and I hope that they're doing well. And yeah, if there's 10,000 of them roaming around here, let's do this thing, huh? So sorry, keep taking a hit of this little. I don't even know what the hell I'm drinking. I don't even know. But we wish them well. So, yeah, but man, being that like vulnerable, has always played like a big part in, I guess, in my life, even to this day, growing up and moving from place to place, I really tried to like keep to myself because of like being vulnerable, and that just really made me feel like I needed to just, slither myself, kind of like, being by yourself makes you want to kind of just want to slither yourself into your own damn ass, I guess. And, I just felt insecure around people. And so I draw, like you could probably see Jim Carrey back here for all you listeners and all that stuff. But I draw, the paper and pencil became my my best friend. I knew for a fact that, whatever I put down on the paper wasn't going to, there wasn't going to be any judgment on me because, the one thing that paper and pencil can't do is, talk to you, or at least talk back to you. I mean, you can do it to that and to them, but if you're trying to get an answer out of a number two, you better drop $1,000 into a wishing well, and hopefully something happens out of that. But well, I don't know. I was afraid of what others thought about me. And then once people found out that I could draw, all right, that led me, into making more friends, or at least made me feel a little bit more accepted. And, I'm not trying to get all like poor me, Mr. Negative Nancy or whatever, but like, that's just something that I experienced, and I'm sure that there's other people out there that have done that because, this is real life out here, and, but sometimes that that vulnerable side of me, kicks in, and then I have, when that kicks in, I have no paper or pencil to save me. I just have to say to myself, like, this is a vulnerable part of the day. And, sometimes that breaks me out, of my comfort zone, because once you get out of the, being vulnerable, well, sometimes, okay, what am I trying to say here? Being vulnerable and getting out of your comfort zone sometimes can lead to, big rewards, I guess. Kind of like this podcast, I guess. I feel like sometimes I need to be more vulnerable, but then, I say to myself, like, Zach, like, how much more, can you be? How much more vulnerability can you put out there? You're just talking about your first experience looking at, these two younger, women. Again, I'm trying to, like, not throw out a noun or a pronoun to, really fish me into those dark waters of the internet by people saying, like, I'm a something, I mean, you pick the word again, but yeah, how much more can I get? More vulnerable can I be? I mean, I think there's plenty of ways, but in this instance of doing this podcast, I'm in this room, recording everything by myself, and most of the time, I'm thinking, like, I'm really putting all this out right here. I'm letting my mind just kind of go free, speak freely for itself. And I'm putting all my thoughts and memories and, feeling and all that stuff on the internet. And I'm putting it out, all these thoughts, to a bunch of strangers. And, and I think it's that fear and discomfort, of what people may think about me that could cause some of the things to come out of my mouth. Some of them, I don't know. The discomfort of what people may think about me, on this podcast, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, some of the stuff that I say, some of it's endearing, or some of it may just be straight up Joe Biden, which means I probably don't know what I'm talking about. And I'll admit it, most of the time, I never do. I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you're trying to, like, take on some really healthy, friendly, I don't want to say advice or anything from me, because I'm sure that there's, a couple of people out there that are, they're reaching for just someone to listen to them. And maybe I can. I don't know. That's just something I guess we'll find out. If that makes any sense at all. So, just like now, I'm sharing what's going on in my head and exposing myself to you guys. And I mean, I'm not talking about doing, like, self-nudity, or anything like that, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of people out there that may have the same thoughts or feelings, that row in the same boat as myself, and just don't want to put themselves out there into the universe because, if they do, they may worry about what other people may think, what people will form an opinion about them, and that leads into, being judged or criticized, and, they may not like it, but You know, hell, I don't like being judged either about things. I don't, but but I don't know. If you just sit there worrying about what one or two or 20 people may think about you or what you said, or what you did, then you're just letting them control your life, man. And who knows? There may be 20 people out there that don't like what you're doing or whatever, or what, I don't know. Yeah, there may be 20 people out there that don't like what you're doing, but there may be 100 people out there that do. So, trust me, it's hard to let people in, especially when, you try to express yourself and you fail at that shit. That just eats me up sometimes, But, you start questioning, if you did fail at it, you start questioning who you are or what's wrong with me, when maybe there isn't anything wrong with you at all. You're just trying to be as genuine, or maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but right now I'm just trying to be as genuine as I can to all of you guys out there. So, and if you like what you are hearing, hit that subscribe button. Forgot to say that shit earlier. So, but yeah, experiences are to experience, man. I want to go back, bring me back to that bowling alley. Let me jump in the middle of those two and let's see what happens, get out there, be vulnerable, show your vulnerability, grab onto that shit, use it to your advantage, again, big rewards, people, big rewards. What else is going on? Oh, we got a text from a guy, and let me pull that up real quick. And it's, I think it's a guy. I don't know. Yeah, so we got this question, which is kind of cool. I guess. Thank you for sending it in. And, and everybody else who's out there, who wants to send something in, that voicemail / text number, it's a Google voicemail. Again, that number is 828-630-9575. Let us know how you're doing out there. And, you don't have to, again, you don't have to leave a name. I mean, this guy didn't. Yeah, it is a guy. This guy didn't, but, and again, I don't know if I have any advice that I can help him out with or not. Maybe you viewers out there or listeners can chime in and see what's going on, and maybe you guys can help this dude out if he needs help. I mean, I haven't even gotten to his question yet, but maybe you can chime in a little bit and see what that's about. So, okay, the text is, okay, it just says no name. Guess he didn't want to leave a name. It says, hey, Zach, I'm having mixed feelings about my relationship with this girl I've been seeing for about 4 months. Sometimes we go out, and she is a little embarrassing to be around. I'm not sure what to do about it. Have you ever been with somebody like that? Yeah, I have. I've been in quite a few embarrassing relationships in my past. It's maybe not even relationships. Maybe someone that I, just took out on a date maybe once or twice. Typically, it kind of works out the other way around. Usually I'm the one that's the, that can't hold his maturity level at an adult, performance, I guess, if you will. I just, getting dressed up and going out and doing all of that is like, that's another vulnerable thing for me. I don't like going into a fancy place and all that. Like, I feel like I'm embarrassed by like being there. Like, I feel like I don't even, that they won't accept me. Even though like I look the same as them, but my mannerisms and my speech, my lingo and all that, they just, it's not their quote unquote cup of, tea, I guess. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I've been on, embarrassing, I've been out on embarrassing dates before. This one girl, that I went out with, I'm not going to mention her name or anything, but she, we went to a Jersey Mike's one time, and, the guy behind the counter kind of messed up her order, and it was like the littlest, smallest, slightest thing. It's, the guy put damn onions on her sandwich, and I guess he didn't hear her or whatever, but she like about jumped over the fucking counter on this dude. And I mean, I was just sitting there because the place was kind of packed, and everyone's looking at her and then looking at me like, why'd you bring this freaking psycho in here? And me, I'm just like, dude, it's just onions, But I don't know if she's allergic to them. This was like our second or third time, like, going out to seeing each other or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm not, I'm kind of ashamed to say this, but, I just wrapped up this rest of my sandwich and I left, and that's just what it is. Another embarrassing moment was this another girl that I dated for a little while, and I hate to put myself out there on blast or whatever, but our relationship was coming to an end, and she did something a little on the messed up side, at least in my opinion. Some of my friends thought like, you know what? Don't worry about it. That shit happens. But me, I just couldn't get over it. So, I don't know if I should say this or not, but, fuck, man. I shaved her dog. I shaved her dog, packed up my shit, and was out. And that was, because she was like too controlling. You go out to a restaurant, you want to order your own stuff, and she looks at me like, you aren't going to order that. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean I'm not going to order that? That's what I want. And it just got to the point where, when we went out, it just, the server would come over and fucking just not even want to take our order because, she's telling me, I could just see the server going back there like, God, what a fucking, would never date anybody like that. Like, why is this dude with this girl? Like, let him pick out his own shit. If he wants a mint chocolate chip ice cream on top of a damn Salisbury steak, let him do it. But yeah, man, embarrassing moments. I mean, hey, I would say to you that you need to really sit down, chat with her. I don't, you said 4 months. You've been together for 4 months. Shoot, man. I mean, what's 4 months? I mean, you guys don't even really know each other. I mean, you guys are still in that honeymoon phase, spirit, whatever you want to call it. But I say if you don't do anything about it now, like I did, I didn't do anything about it for it was like a year and 3 months or whatever. I just let it keep going and keep going. And then you know what? That shit just built up so much inside that like I about lost my shit on her, to be quite honest. And I'm not trying to downplay me being a bad or a good guy, because I think I am a good guy. I'm not sure. Most people, I'm sure that there's other people out there that probably think differently about me. But hey, man, again, everyone has their own opinion, the criticism, the judgments, all that, I say, bro, look at you, dude. Like, criticize yourself. Get your life's not all in order, your relationship is on the rocks, And I'm talking about, your wife having that heavy drinking problem or something. Where was I going with this? But I don't know, man. I say, like, if you can't sit down, talk with her, and express why her being, a little bit of an embarrassment when you guys go out, if she can't really, like, I don't want to say change, or pipe it down, that, I don't know, maybe you should start, looking elsewhere, I mean, damn, how many girls are on this planet, I mean, hell, recently I just ran into an old neighbor and everything that had been married for, 3 years, and she just got divorced, and I hadn't seen this woman in probably about a year and a half, but I just found out she just got divorced. So, like, man, you don't know what or how relationships are going to end up or be or anything like that, but if you feel embarrassed about being around her, then that's something maybe you should also take a look at. So, and I don't know if that helped out or not, but I say, yeah, like, sit down with her, let her know how you feel. So, and good luck to you, dude. Yeah. And again, if you guys got any advice for this guy, if you've been in the same situation or something, like, give us a ring. It's that voicemail number, 828-630-9575. Let us know. What's going on? Oh, yesterday was the championship games. We had the Chiefs versus the Bengals. Yeah, nice segue, Zach. Yeah, Chiefs the Bengals. Chiefs beat the Bengals by 3 points, and God, such a stressful game. But congratulations to the Chiefs and the 49ers versus the Eagles. The Eagles just I mean, they really just lit the fucking Niners up. And, it wasn't even much of a game. To be honest, I shut it off halfway into it, because I was like, I know what this is going to be. So, but congratulations to the Chiefs. Congratulations to the Eagles. They will be in the Super Bowl, on whatever day it is. So not this Sunday, the next Sunday. I think it's like February 12th or something. I think kickoff is like 6:30 or so, and whatever the halftime show is going to be, I think it's I don't know. They haven't had a good halftime show in quite some time, in my opinion. I know everyone got upped, giggled, and tickled about last year's with Eminem and Dr. Dre and all those guys out there, but it's And don't get me wrong, I like them. It's all old stuff that we've heard a billion times. Like, no offense, Marshall Mathers, but how many times do we have to hear lose yourself, or find yourself, or be with yourself, or play with yourself, or whatever the hell it is, Like, okay. Moving on. So, again, congratulations to those two teams. I was wrong. I said the Chiefs and the Niners, and so I was wrong. Okay, big deal. So I guess I got to pick this team, this freaking game, which kind of, in a way, I mean, most people would say, man, it's going to be an exciting game. Two great quarterbacks and two outstanding offenses and defenses and all this other stuff. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of dull. Just feels like a normal football game, I guess. I hate to say it. I mean, hey, I'm pulling for the Eagles because I don't really want to see Patrick Mahomes get a championship. No offense. He has plenty of other opportunities elsewhere. But hey, I think he has one ring, but if not, if he gets his first one, then hey, very cool. I'm gonna go Philadelphia over the Chiefs. I'd say 28-23, something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't do math well, so but there you go. That's what I'm going for. What else? What else is going on this the beginning of the week, huh? Not a whole lot, man. I think that's pretty much it, just talking about, being, grabbing that, gotta grab that damn vulnerability. Use it to your advantage, everybody, I guess, we'll wrap up now. I want to, yeah, I think so. What, we've been going on for like 36 minutes or so, something like that. I think that's a good time to just, I just want to stop in, say hello to all of you guys, I want to thank everyone for listening and joining me this week. I appreciate the text from, that younger man that got at us. That was a wonderful submission. Seriously, it was. And I thank you so much. And I'm so grateful, and keep your head up, my friend out there, if she's acting embarrassing, damn, maybe you should act embarrassing. Maybe you should flip the coin, turn it on her and see how she feels. You know what I'm talking about? Get out there. And if you guys are playing fucking putt-putt or whatever, start, putt-putt has a little ponds and everything. Go dive in that damn pond, Take some soap with you, I mean, really, really, really do it up. I mean, all it takes is one embarrassing moment, right? Nah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. And shit, man, I guess I'm gonna say that I probably will never ever know what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, happy to have been here with all of you today to be a part of your lives, and I'm so thankful for you to be a part of mine today. So, from the bottom of my heart, I can't thank you enough. All right, everyone, let's get out there, do your best, and let's get into something new this week, And again, don't forget to grab that fucking vulnerable part of you and fucking shake that bitch up. You know? Shake it up like a freaking can of Sprite and hand it to your grandmother. You know, so she can hand it to your grandfather. And your grandfather can hand it to you. And then you get all just sugary, you know? Let that happen. All right, everybody. Let's get out of here. And I'll see you next week. Stay true to yourselves and, you know, take care and be well. I'll see you around.